What do you most vividly think?
I dream a storm is coming. The storm is coming to flood the world. The storm is coming to flood the world, the country, the county. Our town will flood and we will have to flee. The fear is rising, and I can't find my pet. The flood is coming and I can't find my cat, my pet, Penelope. My world is flooding and I can't find my Penelope anywhere.
I find Penelope and pick her up and hold her. She rubs her wet nose inside her head, her ear. She rubs against my neck, my jaw, my ear. She rubs her head and the crook of my neck and shoulder. I pick up Penelope and I hold her, I pet her, and realize that this is not Penelope, not the real Penelope. I realize, or my mother is there to tell me, there of a sudden to tell me that this is not the real Penelope, the true Penelope. This is not the original Penelope, and there have been many. How many? This is only the latest Penelope, the one I've had most recently, and for an unknown number of years.
I don't remember the rest, can't recall that there are others out there somewhere, but realize fully that this Penelope, purring in my arms, is not Penelope, my Penelope, the original Penelope. Where are they? Where is she? Somewhere they're safe?
I see a younger, smaller Penelope scurrying along the side of the house, mouse hunting, but I find I care less for her, feel no tug towards scooping her up. How could there have been so many? How could there have been any others? My world is flooding, with fear rising. Where are they? Where could she be? Is she all right? Is she waiting for me somewhere to find her, reclaim her, my one true Penelope?
But don't I love this Penelope? Hasn't she been my Penelope? This Penelope nuzzling me now in my arms? Where are they all now, and how many? How many would I recognize, claim? Are they scattered all over the world, populating only the few places I've lived, or are they all here, in this place?
Are they scattered about or huddled together in their dejection or in indifference to their fates? Are they hungry or well-fed? Are they looked after or on their own? Where are they? Where is she? Where is she, my Penelope, down in the basement or up in the attic? Are they out in the fields eating daisies and mice, back in the woods, up on the hills, beneath the simmering stars, the quavering sun, the shadows, the shade of other people's porches, or gone?
Where is she, my Penelope, the original, the true? And who is this Penelope, here in my arms, purring as though she knew me, as if to say she loved me and had been waiting for me to find her? Or does she just want me to take her, to not leave her with the brood, to save her from the flood, to feed her empty, flopping stomach, fear rising? Penelope, Penelope, oh Penelope, my Penelope, how could I have abandoned my Penelope so easily, left you for dead, deeded you away to strangers, to the estranged world outside our door, to your poor wits, to the fates of chance and a bad world's wind?
Penelope, Penelope, which of you is Penelope? The original, the true, my Penelope, and where?
Is the original the true, or is this one in my arms whom I've come to know but now realize I only half recognize? My Penelope, tell me, where are you? Are you in the basement, the attic, a neighbor's porch, deserted park? Are you under the stars, Penelope, the stars now pouring down on us beneath the flashing moons of this strange place? Penelope flailing into the sea, onto the trees, flooding it all, Penelope, it's coming, I know, it's rising. Penelope, my true, or are you on the hills, beneath the stars, in their sharpening shadows, Penelope, in the shade, the shadows of clouds dark over the hills, or in the fields, Penelope, the clouds, the mist, or the rain, or in the stars, pummeling the earth, the fire, and in the roots stretching ever more hungrily down?
Everything turned on its head, Penelope, every single thing falling from bed.
And what message do you think it bears?
This dream is about love.
This dream's about crime. I dreamed this dream because I watched too many crime shows, too much CSI. This dream's about the big city. Crime and the dream in the big city, of art in the big city. New York, LA, Miami, Caruso, oh Caruso. I hear that voice now, its ligatures suturing my body together again as I rise to wake.
This dream is telling me to run or hold tight. I can't tell.
If you're going to keep a secret, there's a lot of work ahead of you, and people will find out anyway, sooner or later.
Dreams are not secrets or mysteries. Instead, they're very, very simple. If I'm scared in the dream, I'm scared in real life. If I need to pee in the dream, I wake up and piss.
The message it bears is loneliness and longing.
Then I actually wake up screaming and sweating and crazed.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you, and Dan, CJ, Cole, and Ida for helping me out.
So for people who don't know, Todd dreamed up this project to go with this exhibit when we had a box reading, which there were various ironies, but anyway, so it's been here throughout the course as part of a literary adjunct to the exhibit. So I wanted to know, first and foremost, were you surprised by the kinds of things people submitted? You know, I'm sure you don't have any preconceptions, but I'm kind of like curious as to how you feel about how this whole process was and experienced it.
I think I was a little surprised. I was surprised by some responses to people, because I also emailed, so there were physical copies here, and I emailed some just to people in my contact list, and so I was surprised at some of the things people said when they would write in to say that they weren't going to answer it. That was kind of nice. One friend said, you know, we'll have to have drinks by campfire one day, and maybe then, you know, but I couldn't possibly answer these right now. You'd have to get much more intimate and, you know, socially lubricated occasion. I was very, I don't know if I was surprised, because I had no expectations, so I just kind of take it as it came, but it was really nice to see some of the responses. Some of them were very quick and off the cuff, but very, you know, very raw, and they just let themselves be new in front of the questions of me and trusting what I might do with it. Some people give really lengthy, involved, well thought out answers, so that was really awesome.
Including the 5 that are unread.
Yeah.
In that thing, how many
I
total
continue
did you get?
I continue to get emails from class too, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know, actually, I asked you that earlier, I haven't actually counted them, I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Ballpark?
Yeah,
Anything?
I want to say 10 to 20, maybe total, but maybe more. But yeah, definitely not ballpark so far. But yeah, so I'm hoping maybe to continue getting responses, like setting up a blog, webpage or something for people to find.
I was very impressed with Todd first wrote this up and sort of quoted a whole bunch of different artists who had done this over the years, different literary projects, and I had known nothing about that and clicked onto those and learned more about it. And I'm just wondering, how did you kind of stumble upon this way of creative writing? And
Yeah, well,
this is the first one we've done.
there are kind of, yeah, it's the first project I decided. And there are 3 main, I guess, literary agencies from here. One of my professors, C.D. Wright, has been doing kind of documentary and investigative poetics for her last 3 books. One project she went to prison and interviewed prisoners in the Louisiana prison system. In collaboration with a photographer who was doing portraits of them. One Big Self is the project. So that was one inspiration. Another was a friend of mine, Kate Shapira, wrote a book called Town. She emailed a bunch of people she knew, said, give me your ideal utopian or dystopian town. What's your town? Give me one quality or a description of your town. And she took all these different descriptions and put them together and created a town in poetry, called Contradictions or Whatnot. And then the other was the kind of most important, was Skany Possum, the vertical interrogation of strangers, which she took a questionnaire. She had 12 questions, and for a number of years surveyed Indian women of Indian descent in India and England and in the States, asking them to answer one or more of the questions. And took those responses and really went far afield of it and created her own work. And I'm really now trying to decide what I want to do, like how far afield or how much, you know, her original notion was to be like an anthology of these responses and voices. And then she ended up doing her own totally individual thing with it. So I'm trying to decide where on that spectrum.
Did you have to do much editing or crafting of the responses?
I edited a lot. Some of them I just wanted it to, I didn't want any of them to be too long at one jump. Like for this particular reading, and the box one, I wanted it just to be more of a flow of voices. So I took little snippets.
So many of these are really poetic. Are you willing to tell us approximately how many of these are from people who self-identify as writers?
Yeah. I know I got 3 or 4, like I think about for sure, from writers. And then there's one in there that's mine. That was mine. So that's one of the other aspects for me is I want to continue thinking about the questions myself, because because I think the questions, like some of the people really felt like put on by these questions.
Yeah.
Like my friend Tyler, who's one of the respondents, who was one of the people who said, he actually answered them all, but he was like, these questions piss me off. Like, is that part of the project? I'm like, yes, it's becoming part of the project. You know? And I guess I was a little surprised at that. And they are based, but I think they're based in my personal really asking myself those questions.
Which it doesn't come off that way. When you first submitted them to me, I had that same response. I was saying back to Todd, I was like, are you sure you want to, like, he's sort of judgmental?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. I have to take away the idea of the neutral, you know, market opinion survey where they're trying to bore you, and more somebody who's trying to provoke.
Yeah. Get to something real. Yeah.
Well, if I can just interject, I can tell you how many people I asked who were like, I hated high school. I didn't show up for picture day. I can't. And like, there were a lot of people who were like, I hate people who save their high school picture. Where I was kind of like, and I kind of hate you now because you're asking for that, and I can't believe you would even care.
Wow.
And it's obvious that there's something wrong with you because you care. It was pretty interesting. Like, it's totally
awesome.
Yeah,
yeah, high schools, there's a lot
there's a lot of
people.
I was interested in sort of minding that exact thing, because it sounded like you were kind of getting at serious.
Yeah, someone said something in fact, like some of these questions are things I don't want to think about.
Right, exactly.
Was there a certain question that pushed the most people's buttons?
Partly like, why are we making the world better? Yeah, why are we doing more to make the world better? That one, like I'm doing what I can, you know. The thing about betrayal and disappointment, I think some people don't want to think about the things they've done, even the things that have been done to them, trying to get it, trying to keep it back. Yeah.
But it's interesting, you start with dream and love, so there's a lot of sort of trying to open up people to their unconsciousness.
Yeah, I mean, I like the span of the, because the first one, I was actually provoked by your piece, the sleeping, the pillow, the dreams, pillow or something, and that. So that was the first question, and then the second question was Brian's piece about, and actually this variation about the giving. What would you give to someone? So there's this idea, I think, in your piece, giving everything we can. And then this association developed from there. There's kind of this sweep from the unconscious dream to like what